Something to keep in mind when painting an image like a rock or a tuft of grass or an animal. Something that I have found to be helpful is, let's say you have your sheet of cardboard and you want to design a rock, is to, again, simplify the image by first applying just a base coat of color to the cardboard. And this can be done by just rolling out big flats of cardboard and allowing the base coat to dry. And then, for instance, if you want to create this rock that you want to set up in your classroom or on your VBS set, it can be done extremely simply by, again, rolling the sheet of cardboard, then taking a shape just that you've cut out and created, and coming to your piece of painted cardboard, and again, just simplification, outlining your rock form, and then grabbing a quick cutter, cutting out your rock form, and then you end up with the rock form that needs some color. And again, simplification is key, or simplifying all of the painting, especially if you're dealing with multiple classrooms or a big set. You're not going to want to do a lot of detail. Form and shape of everything in God's creation, from animals to rocks to grass tufts, can be done with simply applying darker and lighter values of the same color, for instance, tan. And if I want to show some depth to this rock, some shape and form, it's a simple stroke of this brush, and using like more of a dry brush and applying some, but not a whole globby amount of brown paint, for instance, can give you a rough, kind of rocky look. Again, different values can be applied. Highlighted areas can be done with lighter tones, shadowy areas with darker values. And what we do with our rock after they've dried is we just put a small piece of wood here and just use screws in the front to attach this piece of cardboard to that small piece of like a 2x4. And this rock will stand up in your classroom and be just a beautiful freestanding form out in front of your main set. And speaking of the main set, for instance, again, approaching multiple classrooms, in the past, what we've done is just made a main backdrop set with a bigger piece of cardboard in the middle, maybe some side panels to add some more space for our teachers to hang some teaching posters or some verses, Bible verses. And usually the classrooms do have some freestanding additions. For instance, from small pieces like your grasses or your rocks or other objects that fit in with your theme, to some animals. So you have your main backdrop, your side panels, maybe a few freestanding objects. And of course, depending on your situation and the amount of volunteer help you have, that can be, you can add more detail or many more additions, or you can simplify and become less elaborate, and it just depends on your time.
I wanted to show you another way that we made a mountain here for Camp Kilimanjaro. Here we've taken just some brown butcher paper, crinkled it up, we've attached it at the top to a board, and there's some boards coming down as well. And then some of our artists just took a little bit of black spray paint, just did a little bit of painting on the brown butcher paper to give it some dimension, and then some fiberfill or cotton batting, whatever you want to use to make it look like snow at the top. It's also just kind of attached to the base down here. And then we put some gossamer fabric that we ordered online, put that all over the floor to make it look like kind of a rocky formation at the bottom. Added some plants and some fun around here. And what this is going to be used for this year is a place for our classes to all gather around and get a nice little class photo taken of themselves. So just a fun way to use something inexpensive and easy like brown butcher paper to make a really cool looking mountain. We built all of this on a set of choir risers that we use when our children's choir performs and things like that. So it was just an easy something that we had laying around that would allow us to give some fun height and kind of a cool little look here for our classes to take their photos on.